One sector of the Australian economy that didn't escape the global financial crisis is the building and construction industry. Private sector building is at a near standstill, leaving big government-funded infrastructure projects as virtually the only game in town. And a combination of less work and unscrupulous competition has caused unprecedented hardship for many family companies and individual workers. Now in Brisbane, a number of long-standing companies are calling for stricter standards. Matt Peacock reports.
We simply have not been paid for the work that we have done. Nobody has policed that to ensure that the smaller contractors have been paid and the people at the bottom of the food chain have been paid.
12 years ago, Gerard Keogh and his wife Sandy started DIY, what's become one of Queensland's largest heavy equipment rental companies. But since the global financial crisis, he and other Brisbane family firms have been hard hit by a rash of cutthroat competition.
It disgusts me to think that we done 100% of the works on some of these jobs and we got 100% of nothing. And every time you drive past them, it's a constant reminder.
It's not going to be much of a local industry left. That's what's going to happen. Look at around here, how many vehicles you see parked up here? I've had to put people off. I don't like doing it. It's going to keep happening.
Gerard Keogh is not alone. Neil Rosalind has run his family business, Queensland's biggest demolition firm, for 30 years, but now wonders how much longer he'll last.
There are other people coming into the Brisbane market, the Queensland market, who weren't previously there, underpaying wages, cutting corners on safety, and the reputable contractors like us and the longest standing Brisbane contractors can't compete because we won't just take those shortcuts and we won't short pay people.
Brisbane's Airport Link, the nation's largest $5.5 billion infrastructure project, much of it government funded. Last year, one of the project's major subcontractors, the TF Group, or Tipfast, went into receivership, owing more than $14 million. Yet just before Tipfast was hired, Tees John Holland was warned by one of its staff in an email headed "Do Not Engage" that Tipfast has a history of failing to pay its subcontractors.
In journalism terms, I suppose you'd call it a smoking gun. It shows clearly that senior management were warned about the risks of hiring Tipfast, or TF Group as it later became, but they chose not to act, or they, as they claim, they believed that their due diligence was satisfactory at the time.
The email, which Tees John Holland says was hearsay from a junior staff member, was leaked to the Brisbane Courier Mail's former business reporter, Mark Solomons.
There's supposed to be laws in Queensland which are specific to Queensland to protect subcontractors, but they just don't seem to work.
Although many of TF's subcontractors are still owed money, according to Tees John Holland, it satisfied its legal obligations by paying money owed to TF into court for distribution to the subcontractors. And the matter is now closed.
Mate, we shut the doors. Had no choice. Let 18 guys go. They all had families. Just had no choice.
Lee Connington ran his own company for 23 years. Now he's driving a bobcat. The bobcat's hired for the same rates being paid on some sites for a 30-tonne machine. They're uncompetitive rates that he believes are driving subcontractors to the wall.
The last one I had was $45,000. Did the job. Guy was happy, everything was cool. Be on the job. No, not paying.
Driving around Brisbane, Gerard Keogh is haunted by construction sites where he supplied the big equipment, but then claims not to have been paid.
It's making it impossible for us to live. We've done the job and we didn't get paid for it.
Gerard Keogh's no stranger to hardship. He came to Australia to escape a childhood of unimaginable horror.
Oh, look, I had horrific injuries. All my bones in my body were broken at least twice.
As he and his young brothers and sisters grew up inside this isolated Irish cottage, they were repeatedly tortured in what became known as one of Europe's worst cases of child abuse.
I had massive injuries to my pelvis. I had my left leg torn off my body, where I was driven over with a agricultural vehicle. Look, massive head injuries as well. I've got 17 fractures in my skull. And yeah, pretty bad really, yeah.
Decades later, the life that he and his wife built for their 6 children in Australia is in jeopardy.
I came to Australia to have a chance.
It was on this upgrade of Brisbane's Centenary Highway that one of Gerard Keogh's hired excavators was badly damaged. The subcontractor, he claims, still owes him hundreds of thousands of dollars, although he's been paid by the primary contractor, John Holland.
Throughout the process, I notified the primary contractor, CC'd them and emailed them, asked for their help, and still didn't get paid.
It's against this company, North Coast Recyclers and Demolition, and its director, Wayne Simmons, that Gerard Keogh's taken court action for unpaid bills, with the tax office and 2 other firms queuing behind him. Hey, mate, is Wayne Simmons here? Matt Peacock from ABC Television. You know where I might be able to talk to him?
You can try his mobile, but he's on his way back to the out west.
We just want to talk to him about there's people that are saying that he hasn't paid his bills and, you know, been dodging paying his subbies and stuff like that.
Hello, you've reached Wayne. Sorry I can't take your call.
We've tried to contact Wayne Simmons here at his Ipswich office to ask him just why so many people are accusing him of not paying his bills. But so far we've been unable to talk to him. Wayne Simmons disputes Gerard Keogh's claim and later issued a statement that it would be improper for either party to comment because both are involved in court proceedings. Court, though, is a last resort for most family companies, too slow and costing too much.
You go to your lawyer. Yeah, we'll sue him. 10 grand, we'll be right. I've been down this track many a time. 10 grand becomes 20 grand, 20 grand becomes 50 grand, 50 grand becomes 100 grand, then you go, where are we going with this? So sometimes you just got to walk away.